Well, right now, if you want to start, go ahead and sending in your guesses for the Where's the Mayor contest, and also send your questions to us. We'll get to those live on the air in just a little bit. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to answer any of the questions that you may have of the city of Guthrie or things going around the community. So go ahead and send those in, and also your guesses. And you can send both of those in to forum@cityofguthrie.com. Well, we are in the dog days of summer. It is hot. We are all sweating around here. Lots of people are using AC, and the electric bills are probably going through the roof because of all the air conditioning uses. So it's getting to be that time of year where summer is getting to be a little unbearable. But I want to remember some of the fun things that have happened this month, particularly with the 4th of July. And with the 4th of July, I kind of wanted to talk about our permit process, our residential fireworks permit, because this was the first year that we were able to do it, because last year it was even hotter than it is this year, and we had a burn ban in place during the 4th of July. So this year we didn't have that. We were able to sell those permits and let residents have a great time talking, having gatherings at their homes and lighting off some fireworks. So it was a huge success for the city of Guthrie. We sold over 100 permits, and I don't think we had problems with anyone. Our officers and our fire marshal was out around the 4th of July, and I think the only issues they had a few people who they had to say, there's an 11 o'clock curfew on those permits. Your neighbors are trying to sleep, and we had some out-of-towners that were popping fireworks that shouldn't have been out by Liberty Lake. But for all of the people that bought permits, thank you so very much for following the rules. I think everyone was safe. We didn't have any fires. We didn't have anything that was bad. So we were really hoping that it would be a positive experience, and it really seems to be. So we got through the 4th of July. We're getting into, like I said, the hottest part of summer, and with that starts coming to the time of year where we think about going back to school. When I was a kid, it was always depressing, because June, all of my family's birthdays are in June, and June is such a fun month. There's so many things going on, and you go into the stores and there's all this stuff with, there's American flags everywhere. Everyone's getting pumped up for the 4th of July. Well, this time of year, you'd go to Walmart or to Homeland or anywhere, and you'd start to see the back-to-school aisles. And that was always a depressing time, because it meant that the summer was almost over and the days of freedom and carefree fun were about to be out the window for a couple months. But with that, I know there's a lot of exciting things going on with sports, and we've got very exciting things happening this year with the new superintendent coming to Guthrie schools. But we also have to remember safety. So let's turn it over to our Chief of Police, Damon Devereaux, to talk about some back-to-school safety tips.
Thanks, Matt. I'm Damon Devereaux. I'm the police chief of the city of Guthrie Police Department. And today we are here to discuss some tips for the upcoming school year. If most of you are like me, parents that have kids that are at home or trying to occupy themselves during the summer months, you look forward to them getting back into school, having a good routine. And so that is soon to be upon us, to where we can actually go to work, do our jobs, and not worry about all the phone calls throughout the day. Tip number 1, school zones. A place for high emphasis for us will be the school zones. I encourage everyone to obey the speed limits in the school zones. The most common times to be aware of the school zone speed limit is usually roughly from 6:30 to 9 o'clock, in that time frame. I encourage everyone to please drive the speed limit in the school zones. Also, when you are driving to school, please be aware of all the children that will be out and about that morning. Tip number 2 is be the parent. As you're preparing your kids for the day before, that's ultimately when the first day of school begins. Make sure that they have everything they need, school supplies. Not only is it stressful for you as a parent, it's also stressful to the child if they're going to a new school, stuff like that. So it's important to make sure that they're prepared, that they go to bed early, wake up early, get prepared for the school day. Good breakfast is always encouraged, things like that. So it helps them, especially if they're going to a new school, to get prepared for their new journey, if you will. And that's your back to school safety tips. I'm Chief Devereaux. Back to you, Matt.
All right, another exciting thing that happened in Guthrie this summer was the first Capital Triathlon. And I know we've talked about this event before on the forum, but we were just talking, it was just leading up to it at that point. We didn't actually know how it was going to go. So this was the inaugural year for this event. It's the first time Guthrie's had the triathlon out at Guthrie Lake. And there was a lot of people involved in this. The Chamber of Commerce, the YMCA, my coworkers at the City of Guthrie were kind of the three agencies that were particularly involved in putting it together. But it was awesome. It happened on July 21st. We had almost 200 people compete in the event. We had people from all over the state. We had people from Texas. We had just a great turnout. There was countless volunteers and countless sponsors that were involved. And I really think the event was a huge success. And it really couldn't have been done without the involvement of the community. All the businesses and all the volunteers, all the sponsors, and particularly we couldn't have done it without the Guthrie Police Department, the Guthrie Fire Department, the Logan County Sheriff's Department, just to name a few of the many people that were involved in this event. And, we were really nervous because triathletes are kind of a high-maintenance bunch, and I can say that because it's one of my hobbies, and I know that we have expectations when we go on race day. And so we were really trying to make sure everything was great so that they would come to Guthrie, be happy with Guthrie, come back, visit the shop, stay overnight. And I'm happy to say that we got nothing but positive response at the event. So many people said, we cannot believe this is a first-time event. This is so well run, so well organized. And then we've done some surveys to our folks and asked the participants to fill out a survey so we can know what we've done right and what we can improve upon. And 100% of the people have given it either a excellent or a good rating. So we think that it was a very successful event. I don't think that it could have been any better for the first year, and we're really looking forward to getting it going again next year because I think it's something that will continue to bring folks into Guthrie, and that's something that we're always excited about because anytime we can get someone in this great community to show off, we want to do that. So speaking about another great thing in the community, the Guthrie Public Library is really doing some exciting things. So let's turn it over to our library director, Cyndi Selinger, to talk about what's going on.
Thank you, Matt, and hello, everybody. As most of you know, the library has recently concluded our annual summer reading program, which runs through the entire month of June. We've had a very fast-paced, very exciting month, and we all had a lot of fun. The summer reading program is broken down into age categories. So we've got a children's program, a teen program, and this year, also an adult program. The two main components of the summer reading program are, of course, reading and then attending different events. So people who want to participate can come in and register, read, and collect prizes along the way. And then, of course, we have all the different activities and events. The children and the teen programs were really neat this year. We had the Upside Down artist come to visit us. We hosted a juggler and a magician. We also had a storyteller, and the Oklahoma Science Museum came up and did a great program for us. For the adults, we offered an informational yoga class. We also had a dream interpretation class, which was really exciting. We watched a film noir movie, and we also hosted a wonderful local author, Miss Shelby Lewis. So all of these activities and events are really important for a couple different reasons. First and foremost, research has consistently showed that students and kids who read during the summer will perform better in school that fall. So that's critically important. We want to maintain those reading skills and enhance them during the summer. It's also nice for children to be able to pick out their own books and read what they want to read without some of those pressures from school and homework and requirements of that sort. It's also really neat when children have a summer reading program. If the adults have one also, they can participate, and reading can really become a family activity and family fun. We hope to also get adults into the library who don't always come to the library. We're offering something a little bit different, and we'd like to get those folks in who may not always come to the library. It's also neat to get as many folks as we can involved in the summer reading program and really build reading as a community activity as well and foster that love of reading within the community. So we had a great time all month. We had an excellent turnout. We had almost 300 kids register with us this year, and those 300 kids read over 46,000 minutes, which is just amazing. So congratulations to everybody. We had almost 50 teens sign up, and we also had 42 adults sign up, which is great considering it's the first year that we've had an adult program. The kids and teens won some really neat prizes, and they should be expecting a special surprise gift in the mail really soon. And we also had a lot of adult winners. Congratulations to all of them. I'd like to highlight our first, second, and third final prize winners for the adults. Miss Marty Shields won our Kindle Fire. Miss Martha Dieter won our $75 gift card, and Miss Kim Rodriguez won our $50 gift card. So again, congratulations to all of our winners. We also really want to thank all the local sponsors, the local businesses and agencies that supported us and sponsored us for the summer reading program. This is absolutely the biggest thing that we do all year at the library. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of financial funds, and we just absolutely couldn't do it without the help and the support of all our local businesses and agencies. So thank you again. And finally, we had a great 2012 summer reading program. Thank you again, everybody, for participating and helping us out. And we look forward to putting on an even bigger, better 2013 summer reading program. So thank you again, and back to you, Matt.
All right. Well, we've got a very exciting guest that we've got with us today. He's very new to the job, and so we wanted to get him very early on so we could have a chance to introduce him to all of our viewers and give an opportunity to let you meet one of the new leaders of our community. So we're here today with Dr. Mike Simpson. So thank you for joining us, and thanks for taking the time. I'm sure it's a whirlwind right now trying to get your feet on the ground and learn all the ins and outs of the new position.
It's been busy, but thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Guthrie, and I'm looking forward to the challenges of a new school year.
It's a great community. It's also kind of, even though it's 2.5 years, I'm still a little bit of a newbie in the community. So it's great to have someone else that's new to the community. We can share war stories.
We'll have to. It's funny. I talk to people and they say, "Well, we're pretty new here. We've been here for 10 or 15 years," and I'm going, "Oh boy, am I really new?"
And the only scary thing about that is sometimes I think the issue memory here is sometimes 20 to 30 years, because a lot of the complaints I got the first couple of weeks, back in 1978, there was this. So they have a long memory in Guthrie.
Remind them how old you were in 1970.
I know. I was negative. I was in the negative years at that point. So, well, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and what interested you in this position?
Well, I was assistant superintendent in Ponca City, and my wife and I both grew up in Stillwater. And we have a daughter that's 2.5 years old, and so we were when the opportunity came for a town near Stillwater, so that Grandma and Grandpa can be happy,
Right.
but also a community that I think is poised for growth.
Yes.
And poised for a lot of potential down the road. That's what really drew us to Guthrie. And I really believe that this community is poised for growth, poised for potential for a change. It's when I told the school board when I was interviewing is this community is going to grow. There's not anything that anyone can do to stop that. And it's one of the few growing school districts in the state of Oklahoma, and that is a good problem to have in the school business. And so that was one of the main reasons that drew us to Guthrie.
Right. Well, it's an amazing town, and I think you're right. The growth is coming our way, and it's definitely it's a challenging situation for a school district in a city to keep up with it. But like you said, it's a great problem to have.
Well, infrastructure, I know that you deal with that on a daily basis, just like I do. And as growth happens, infrastructure gets pressure, and you have to grow with it. And that's one of the things. And I've been a part of quite a change in physical plan of school districts as well. And so
Right.
we're looking towards some of those changes and what we can do to make Guthrie Public Schools better.
Sure. Well, and this this might be a little bit of an unfair question, because I know when you first get somewhere, you want to have several months to truly analyze the situation and learn the ins and outs and see what the issues are and the roots of the issues. But kind of what are some of your initial thoughts about Guthrie schools?
Well, and you're right, Matt, it takes some time, but fortunately the school board we've worked together with my previous employer, Ponca City Schools. I've spent quite a bit of time in Guthrie since they hired me in March, and so I've tried to examine this carefully. The real positive to the district is the people that work in it and the students that we have, and that's without a doubt a true positive to the district. Some of our infrastructure needs are pressing, some of our facility needs are pressing, and we're going to look at those very carefully, but you have to involve the community.
Sure.
In anything that's going to, and to change that, it's going to cost real money.
Right.
And you don't do it overnight, you don't do it haphazardly, you involve the community, you seek their input, you develop a plan, and the plan typically stays regardless of who's running the school district, regardless of changes in board members. The plan is the plan, and it's followed carefully with tax dollars and the needs that have been identified by the community. And if you follow that plan, then you typically find a way to be fair to the taxpayers, but also give the students what they need so desperately.
Right. Well, very good. Well, I think I'm sure, one of the things I've already seen from you is that you're very active in the community, and you're trying to do a lot of outreach and let people get to know who you are. You've moved, you've bought a house, you've invested in Guthrie, in my neighborhood.
Exactly.
Actually. I'm going to have to turn my music down now. I'm going to be
so
embarrassed.
That was you.
Probably so.
Okay.
Yeah, probably so. I have a stereo system in my garage, but when the wife sends me out there to do the projects, I have to be entertained.
I understand.
But and I think that so far it seems that people are very excited, and you're being very well received. And from a selfish standpoint, in municipal government and community growth, quality of life is the business we're in, and we can do everything in our power to have a safe community and great parks and great roads, which are all things that we struggle with keeping up with growth, maintaining those things. But what brings people to a community, one of the most important quality of life aspects of the community, is the quality of the education system. And so we're really looking forward to working with you and forming new partnerships and exploring innovative opportunities for us to work together to really grow this community, grow the school system, the city, and benefit the people here.
I think it's a very exciting time for Guthrie. I think it's an exciting time because of the leadership you provide, the potential with our school district, the potential with the community, and the opportunity for growth, and the fact that we get to chart our growth by planning.
Right.
And that's really not every community has that opportunity. And so I'm excited about the whole potential of all of this. And my wife and I are going to be a part of the community. We are a part of the community now. It's where we live. I believe in that. I don't think that you can have a true feel for the community unless you are a part of it. And so, we had some discussions with the school board. I was very clear that I was going to live here regardless, because I think that's what is necessary to fully understand the community, the needs, and to relate to everyone, whether they've been here for 20 days now or for 25 years.
Right.
And I think that's crucial.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking your time, and appreciate you being on the show. And I'm sure the public is really excited. They're getting to know you, and we look forward to having great things.
Thanks, Matt.
All right. Well, now let's turn it over to our city clerk treasurer, Wanda Calvert, to talk about the importance of financial integrity.
Thanks, Matt. Aldridge and Associates have completed the fiscal year 2011 for the financial statements of the government activity, the business type activity, and each major fund, and the aggregate remaining information of the City of Guthrie for the year ending September 30th, 2011. They conducted the audit in accordance with auditing standards generally accepted in the United States of America, and the standard in accordance with the financial audit contained in the government auditing standards issued by the Comptroller General of the United States. Those standards require that they plan and perform the audit to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the city's financial statements are free of material misstatements. An audit includes examining on a test base evidence supporting the amounts and disclosure of the financial statements. The city was required to complete a single audit report in which Aldridge and Associates performed tests on grants as to its compliance with certain provisions of laws, regulation, grants, grant agreements, and noncompliance with which could have direct and material effect on the determination of financial statement amounts. Aldridge and Associates did not identify any deficiency in internal control over compliance that they considered to be material weaknesses. In their opinion, the information is fairly stated in all material respects in relation to the basic financial statements taken as a whole. The fiscal year 2011 audit can be reviewed on the city's website at www.cityofguthrie.com or by coming by City Hall, located at 101 North 2nd. Thank you, Matt, and back to you.
Early morning in Guthrie and the wind's already blowing. You know, I only got about 12 hairs on my head and 5 of them is blowing pretty good right now. You know, I love this time of the morning. The world hadn't had a chance to get mad at itself, and we're going to do a little bit of Where's the Mayor? And I got my buddy Don with me. This just works so good. I mean, I enjoy having Don with me anytime, and we kind of play off each other, and I really enjoy the time spent with Pastor Don Reapy. He's a good, quality Christian friend, and you always got to enjoy that.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Don, we're going to talk about automobiles today.
That's one of my favorite subjects outside of the
We
Lord.
do some of that,
yeah,
don't we?
yeah,
We
yeah.
do some of that.
Yeah.
What we're going to talk about is where I'm at first, and then
Okay.
we're going to talk about cars in Guthrie.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
and I think that's a great part. The building you see in our background was owned by a man named John, and I'm not going to tell you the last name.
Okay.
He had 5 sons and a daughter. Eventually, they took over his dealership. And you know what I'm wanting to know about
Yeah.
this building?
Yeah. Do you want to know the name of the family that owned this
That's
dealership?
right. That's right. 3-decade family-owned car dealership. Back in the day, it was a car country.
Oh,
Car company.
car company.
Back in the day, it was a car company.
Okay.
And they pretty well had these intersections sewed up.
Yeah.
You know.
3 corners. 3.
Incredible building. It really is an incredible building. You know, big showroom.
Still a good-looking building.
Yeah, it stayed in. Across the street was a used car lot. It's funny, we got a picture of the used car lot, and there was some 58s in there in the lot, and some 59 Chevys.
That's good.
And the guy standing out in front of them. You
Yeah.
know. So that was a cool deal.
If you had all those cars now, it'd be a gold mine.
Oh, every one that we've all walked away from. I sold cars for $85, big old lead sled Buicks for $75, and I was broke as a church mouse, you know, and they probably needed an alternator, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we could have stood on our head and done that, but
Yeah. My first car was a 50 Mercury.
is that right?
Yeah.
They were bad.
They were bad.
49, 50 Mercury. They
Yeah, I
chopped
wish I
a
still.
lot of them tops.
Yeah, they did.
Top the tops, got
Mine
away
was-
you see
mine-
out of a windshield about that big.
Mine was a dark green. It looked like a watermelon going down the road. That's what I thought when I was driving it.
Rolling melon.
I didn't know they was going to be so popular. I'd have kept the
And
thing.
you didn't know you was going to like watermelon. No.
Yeah, those were good days.
And you know what I'm wanting to know about
Yeah.
this building?
Yeah. Do you want to know the name of the family that owned this
That's
dealership?
right. That's right. In a little while, they're going to tell where we're going to be,
Okay.
what the winner's going to get. Keep the corners of your mouth up.
Crabtree Aviation and Aircraft is proud to be a sponsor of the City Managers Forum. If you can guess where the mayor is this month, you'll win a courtesy 1-hour flight across the Logan County landscape from our good friends at Crabtree Aircraft and Aviation.
All right. Well, welcome back to the forum. We've just seen the mayor's video and his secret hiding place this month, but it must be a little bit tricky for some folks because we do not have a correct response yet. So we've got a few more minutes on the forum. If you want to send in your response to where the mayor is located, you can send that in to forum@cityofguthrie.com, and I will keep hitting refresh to make sure that I get the first person who sends it in. It's a really exciting prize this month. The winner is actually going to get a 1-hour flight from Crabtree Aviation, so that's pretty cool. You get to go up in a plane, you get to fly around Guthrie a little bit, so make sure and send that in. Again, that address is forum@cityofguthrie.com. And also, we've got a couple questions already, but if you have any that that are just popping into your mind and you want to send your questions in to me, you can also send them to forum@cityofguthrie.com. So the first question I have is, it says, there was a great big fire yesterday in Logan County. What is the city doing to make sure that doesn't happen in the city limits? Our fire chief has really been active in watching the weather and watching the conditions, paying attention to what's going on out there. And actually, a burn ban was issued for Guthrie on Monday, July 23rd. So this forum will replay, so it may not actually be on right now. But it was put in place on July 23rd, and it's probably going to be there until we get some changes in the weather, some rain, because obviously we want to keep everyone safe. And you can see yesterday with all the different agencies that responded to the grass fire out off of I-35 that it can cause great problems. The other question I have says, what is the city's budget process? That's actually something I assume that it's someone who knows a little bit about our fiscal year, because our fiscal year starts on August 1st, which means that we're just about 2 months away from that. And really that means that budget process is kind of winding down from the preparation standpoint. We start our budget process early in the spring or late in the winter, and the city council, we have a retreat with the city council to kind of talk about their budget priorities, the things that they want to accomplish this year. And staff gives them kind of their expectations of what revenue projections will be and sort of that stuff. And we take that and then we set the guidelines for the organization. The department heads then put together their budgets. We turn them in, we put them into one big document, see how it all flows together and all works together. And then we meet as a group and do a peer review of all the budgets. And that's a really good process because it allows us to find ways to cut costs, to share services, and to really get that budget to be as lean as it can possibly be. So that process is complete. We've put together the rough draft of the budget. I've just finished off my budget message this week, and we anticipate getting the budget to the city council on Friday the 27th. So that they'll have that, and we'll meet with them another time in a workshop to kind of discuss the overall document, and then it'll go before the council for approval, and we'll have a public hearing on the budget sometime in early September. So it's been one of our biggest projects that's been happening right now, because it's just the scope of putting together a budget is pretty big, and something we're changing this year. We're budgeting 5 years out, so that we can get some longer term ideas of what costs are going to look like, what we're going to be dealing with, because we do expect revenues to grow. They've grown much higher than expected this year, but we're also concerned that costs are going to outgrow the revenue growth. So we still have to have a very conservative mindset, so that we don't drive ourselves off a cliff, so to speak, later on in future years. So that's something that's a little bit unique. Normally cities just do a one-year budget, but we're really trying to, like I said, plan, and it'll actually be a 1-year budget and a 4-year financial plan that goes along with it. So that'll be very, very good. And let's check one more time to see if anyone sent in a guess. I don't see any guesses for where's the mayor, so someone is going to have to win this contest. You can watch the video again on YouTube. You can watch it on our Facebook channel. and send in your guests. So I tell you what we'll do. Since we don't have anyone who's guest on the forum website, the first person to answer correctly on Facebook where the mayor is, where he's located, the first person to answer correctly will win the contest this month. And again, you will win a free 1-hour flight from Crabtree Aviation. So while you're thinking about that, we're going to also debut the mayor's new video so that you can start to think where he is next month. And next month's prize is going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be 2 free tickets to the Tipsy Artist class at Gallery Gracioso. I think I said that correctly. I hope so. So that'll be really exciting. You have an opportunity to do some painting and explore your artistic side. So we'll have a little drum roll, and we'll leave you with the mayor's new video, and we'll see you next month.
Together again. Here we are. Wow, what a great morning in Guthrie. I'm telling you what, me and Don have got a habit of getting up early in the morning and doing this Where's the Mayor. You know, the world hadn't had a chance to get mad at itself, and me and Don both appreciate that, you know. So, but we just, it's hot, it's turning hotter.
Yes, it is.
And, so we get up while it's cool and comfortable and get it out of the way.
I kind of know when the temperature's hotter quicker than anybody else because I don't have insulation on the top of my head like everybody else does.
I thought that was a generator.
It's
I
a
thought you had solar panel.
I never thought of it that way.
And you've had that since you were 17 years old.
That's
Is that
right. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So some guys takes a long time for them to get used to it.
Yeah.
It's like me, I grew through my hair. I'm doing it slowly day by day. Hey, we're back at Where's the Mayor? And I'm going to tell you what, we've got a great building behind us that contains a lot of the history of Guthrie. We're going to want you to know, and we're going to talk about it. This building was started in 1927. The Methodist Church thought this was going to be a great idea to bring this service to the community, and they got started, and then Don.
The Depression came then, didn't it?
Yeah.
Down about 29 and through 31, somewhere in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
29. The guy used to say that he was trying to drive a nail in a piece of wood. He said it's harder than times in 1929.
That's hard times.
So he's throwing back to the old Depression.
Yeah.
And so that took the money away from a lot of endeavors that people wanted to do. 1948, the Benedictine Sisters of Sacred Heart came in, and they got the money together and they started this building, and till late 70s, so that would have been what, best part of 3 decades?
Yeah.
3 decades, and this building had a cross up on top of it, and that cross, one of the amazing things to me about it, Don, was that cross weighed to over 2 tons.
Yeah, I saw that, 5,200 pounds, I believe.
Yeah. Can you imagine in that day and time what kind of engineering, pulleys, to get that kind of weight on top and make it upright and stable?
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm sure somebody's got pictures of that construction, but that would really be cool.
But we was innovative back in those days.
Yeah.
We thought on our feet and worked on engineering and doing different things industrial-wise that we don't see in today's life. So.
Right, and just take a look at the way these buildings are felt up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, they hadn't cut down on the product that they was putting in to make it better.
For this building to be kind of finished in 48, and it's still standing and it still looks good.
Yeah.
For the most part. Yeah.
A few cosmetics.
Yeah, yeah.
A few cosmetics, but we want to know what this building was.
Okay.
you know, I thought last night, thinking about that cross on top of it, and by the time this airs, everybody will know that the Sam Quarry family donated that cross off of this building.
Okay.
So there'll be some history that these people,
Right.
by the time this airs, have seen on the news and
Yeah.
stuff. So that'll help them too. But I thought that was a great deal that the family,
That's really nice of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something in this world, something that people don't have to do, but they do. Isn't that the deal of integrity?
Yes,
Something that you do that
Yeah.
the rest of the world doesn't necessarily see
Yeah.
that you do.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that's a
Yeah,
that's
I
a
think it'll
cool
be
deal.
great. And the rest of our people and everybody will know that cross, see that cross, and understand a little bit of the history. There'll be stories behind it that people
Exactly.
will remember, and it'll bring us back to the old days again.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you know, Don, 3 decades of memories out of this building.
Yeah.
Some of them maybe weren't so good.
Yeah.
Some of them were wonderful.
Yeah.
Start of life,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Some people may have come to this building and was grieving,
Yeah.
but a lot of new lives started in this building.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
and they're still out and about, and that memory's still there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what we need to know, is what the name of this building is and what it did for a living, basically. So that's where we're at.
Well, it was great being with you again in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we always enjoy it.
Yeah.
This is a time that me and Don talk about a lot. And, you know, we're gonna have to take one morning, Don, and just talk about some of the stuff that we've done with our group of friends,
Yeah.
going to Chicago, and
Yeah.
you know, and some of the funny things that
We've had a
we've
good
done. Yeah,
we've had a good time.
that'd
Yeah.
be a hoot.
Yeah.
So, but this building for next month, we want to know what the building is, what it was used for. I mean, if you know what it is, you know what it was used for. They'll let you know what the prize is going to be. So we want you to know that we want you to keep the corners of your mouth up.
And we've got a great community.
We do. We do.
Welcome to Gallery Grazioso. My name is Tiffany Bora, and I'm the director here, and I'm also known as the Tipsy Artist. And we are proud supporters of the City Managers Forum. And we are here today celebrating Where's the Mayor campaign. In honor of that campaign, we're going to be giving away 2 free tickets to the Tipsy Artist classes. I do those here at the gallery. I do them once a week. So you can go to my calendar at www.tipsyartist.com and look for those. And they are just really fun, social wine and paint parties. You can learn all about it on my website. And so just look for that, but 2 free tickets.